This governs affairs between sovereign states regarding activities that include trading, military action, even to environmental regulation. Rights of individuals. 1. Civil rights. Civil rights refers to the rights and privileges granted to all citizens of a nation, that is, all Nigerian citizens. These include freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, rights to life, rights to fair treatment, and so many others. 2. Consumer rights. Fraudulent activities in business, misleading advertising, and other unlawful practices against consumers can be filed to the Consumer Protection Division, and the Consumer Fraud Attorney are to investigate and mediate on behalf of the consumers. Government. Government is the act or process of controlling the affairs of a state or political units. Functions of government. 1. Provision of public goods and services for the well-being of the community. This includes basic health care, low-cost housing, public education, infrastructures, vaccination programs, public utilities, and so on. 2. Implementing the civil law. The civil law of rights and conduct, such as freedom of association, religion, right to own property, and freedom of the press, is to be implemented by the government. 3. Foreign relations. The government is charged with the function of international relations in terms of diplomacy, defense from external interference, foreign trade, and so on. That is, the government is charged with the responsibility to regulate foreign trade, to act on defense of the nation in terms of external interference and attacks. Number 4. Protect and regulate the sustainable use of natural resources. It is the responsibility of the government to regulate the sustainable use of natural resources and also to protect it. This simply implies that the government of a state is charged with the duty to safeguard the natural resources of the nation and also to ensure stabilized and regular dispersion of these natural resources. The structure of the Nigerian government. The Federal Republic of Nigeria is governed in accordance with the provisions of a constitution. The most recent came into effect in May 1999, when the outgoing military head of state, General Abdul Salami Abubakar, promulgated a decree recognizing the new body of laws as the country's supreme document. The Constitution affirms that Nigeria is one indivisible and indissoluble sovereign state, whose constituent units are bound together by a federal arrangement. It provides for a presidential system of government, in which there is an executive, a legislature, and a judiciary, with each acting as a check and balance on the powers of the other two arms. The Constitution also provides for the operation of 3 tiers of government, that is, the federal, the state, and the local levels. These provisions are binding on all authorities and persons throughout the Federation. Nationalism. Nationalism involves a strong identification of a group of individuals with a political entity defined in national terms, that is, a nation. It is also used to describe a movement to establish or protect a homeland for an ethnic group. It emphasizes collective identity. The people must be united and express a single national culture, national flag, and anthem. Other symbols of national identity are often considered sacred, as if they were religious rather than political symbols. Now, we go to major, local, and world civic problems. One on the list: global warming and climate change. This refers to an increase in average global temperature. Natural events and human activities are believed to be contributing to this problem. That is, it is caused by increase in carbon dioxide, also called greenhouse gases. It should be noted that global warming leads to climatic change and also weather change. 2. Millennium Development Goals, also known as the MDGs. The Millennium Development Goals are 8 international development goals that all 192 United Nations member states and at least 23 international organizations have agreed to achieve by the year 2015. These goals include eradicating extreme poverty, reducing child mortality rates, fighting disease such as AIDS, and developing a global partnership for development. All in all, some of these goals have been achieved and some are yet to be achieved. Number 3, human rights issues and human security. Human rights are freedoms and rights that an individual is entitled. CHS, Commission on Human Security, defines human security as the protection of the vital core of all human freedoms and fulfillment. That is, human security is the protection of the human rights and freedoms. It is merely not the absence of violence, but it comprises of good governance, education, healthcare, and other amenities. 4. Poverty and foreign aid. The lack of basic human needs like good food, clothing, healthcare, clean water, due to inability to afford them, depicts poverty. While foreign aid is the voluntary transfer of funds from one country to another with the aim of benefiting the receiving country. This may be to gain commercial access or for political purposes, but it is first aimed at the interest of the receiving country. This implies that a developed nation can transfer funds to any underdeveloped nation to help alleviate poverty or help in other areas. And it should be noted that this is first aimed at helping the beneficiary country, but it might be a political purpose or for a political plan or even to gain access to the commercial sector of the nation. 5. Cultural diversity and tolerance. This is also referred to as multiculturalism. This means the difference in races, religion, ethnicity, culture of the various groups in the community. This implies that every member of the community belongs to one race or the other, belongs to one religion, belongs to one ethnic or the other. Every member of the society cannot belong under the same culture, the same race, the same religion, and the same ethnicity. So therefore, we should all endeavor to tolerate one another and promote cultural diversity. Cultural tolerance. This is a disposition to allow the freedom of choice, behavior, religion, no matter what section of the community one belongs to, or even the skin color. That is, the skin color of an individual, or the belongingness of an individual to a particular section of the community should not depict his or her freedom of choice. It should not limit the freedom of religion and other human rights. National symbols. These are the signs or symbols of identification employed by different states to manifest itself to the world as a national community. Examples of these national symbols are the national flag. The national flag of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is divided into 3 equal parts. The central part is white, and the 2 sides are green. The green represents agriculture, while the white represents peace. The flag was designed by Mr. Michael Akinkunmi Taiwo in 1960. This is a picture of the Nigerian flag, showing the 2 sides as green and the central side as white. The Nigerian coat of arms. The Nigerian coat of arms comprises of an eagle mounted on a black shield, which is trisected by 2 wavy silver bands. 2 white chargers support the shield, and its base is a wreath comprising of Cactus spectabilis flower in the green and white national colors. The black shield represents the fertile soil, while the silvery bands connote the Niger and Benue rivers, which form the main inland waterways in the country. The Cactus spectabilis flower is a colorful flower that grows wild in Nigeria. The eagle stands for strength, and the chargers symbolizes dignity. Nigerian national motto. The national motto, previously peace, unity, freedom, was changed to unity and faith, peace and progress in 1978. The Nigerian anthem. These are the 2 stanzas of the Nigerian anthem. The first stanza, "Arise, O compatriots, Nigerians call obey, to serve our fatherland with love, strength, and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation, bound in freedom, peace, and unity." And the lyrics of the second stanza goes thus. "O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide thou our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, and love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, with greater heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice reign." The Nigerian pledge. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend our unity and uphold our honor and glory. So help me God.